for it.
Because
it's
I
wrong.
believe they just wanted Trump out.
Sir, why won't you? I'm gonna try it one more time. If I ask you another direct question, you don't answer, I'm going to somebody else. Because my questions are not.
Okay, ask me a question.
Try to listen. I said you already don't trust Republicans. So if a Republican came up and told you it's wrong for you not to take my word for it when you ask them for proof, what would you think?
I would think they. It depends on who. I don't just trust anybody.
Go ahead. I'm gonna go. This man said he distrusts Republicans. Now he knew what the answer was when he said it. He knew what he was going to have to say and what he was admitting. That you shouldn't go around trusting anyone. Why is it wrong to ask for proof? Who the fuck is against that? I mean, you don't know. I mean,
breathing like a damn
go
hole.
away. You niggas will argue just to argue. This is why the black race is at the bottom. Cause a nigga will argue to argue. They won't concede an argument. If they're wrong, they can't say. So how can we get anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, in the United States and build as a people if a person refuses to admit that you have a point or maybe they were wrong? How many of you guys have been in discussions with people and realized they just don't care? They're arguing to be right. They're not arguing to see the facts. They're just arguing to be right. How many of you guys been in a relationship with somebody who just waits on the place where they can change the argument when they know they can't win the argument? Well, they just change it.
Finch got arrested.
Fuck it, I can't win the argument, I'll change it. I've had girls tell me about the trauma that they had in their lives where mama allowed or even encouraged rape for them to happen. They get grown, they try and tell their mothers. Their mothers will somehow still blame it on them or change the subject. You're grown now. How many of y'all have had that happen to you? You go back and try to tell your mom about the fuck shit she did to you when you were 8. And you 30 now, and she throws it in your face. Well, you grown now.
Come on.
I don't remember doing that. I mean, was it that bad? If it was that bad, you wouldn't be what you're doing now. It couldn't have been that bad. You're a doctor now. So you're just not going to admit that you did a thing wrong. We just gonna just talk around this.
So 3 in the middle.
You did nothing wrong, and we're just gonna stick with that. This fool knows what I'm saying is true. You have the right to not trust another person. A whore will tell you, you need to pay me before I come over your house. A whore will tell you when they get to your house, what they'll say, I need the money before I put this dick in my mouth. I need the money, sir. What you gonna say to this bitch? What, you don't trust me? You don't trust me? I don't understand why you don't trust me. You should just trust me. Take my word for it.
Man.
Who would live their life like that? Oh, I gotta take motherfuckers' words for it and hope that you do what you say after you've been used a few damn times.
Top window.
Money on the dresser, drive a compressor. Top-notch hoes want the most, not the lesser. Trash like the fuck for $40 in the club. Fucking up the game, bitch, it gets no love. She be cross-country giving all that she got. 1,000 a pop, I'm pulling Bentleys out the lot. I smashed up the gray one, bought me a red. Every time we hit the parking lot, we turn heads. Them hoes wanna choose, but the bitch is too scary. The bitch chose me, you in a pimp, you a fairy.
That nigga retarded. It 1,000 a wide.
What I want to tell y'all is this. Hey, look, here's my problem. My problem. My problem is this, ladies and gentlemen. We are willing to stick something inside of us. A vaccination. There are more people got vaccinated than voted. Way more. we're willing to put something inside of us and don't exactly know what it is. So how is it we're going to have a problem with a voter ID card, which is just saying we want to know that the people who are legal and able to vote are the ones who are voting? How can y'all call that racist? Please, someone tell me how. I understand a lot of you feel the way you feel, but I want to know, how can you call it racist to say, I just want to know that the people who are voting are legal. They're legal and have registered to vote.
Niggas.
I want y'all to hear something, then I'll get out of y'all hair. How many of you guys know a man by the name of Paul Joseph Watson? Let me let you hear Paul Joseph Watson and his take on it.
I'm talking about the vaccine passports. According to the UK government, COVID passports will, quote, become a likely feature of our lives. This is what a mock-up of the vaccine passport looks like. Name, photograph, date of birth. Kind of reminds me of something. Something that starts with ID and ends in card. Oh yeah, it's a digital ID card. The same thing that in 2004 Boris Johnson said was, quote, a recipe for tyranny and oppression.
For tyranny and oppression. And that's why, my friend Steve, I'm on record with saying that if I am, in the unlikely event, if I'm advised to have an ID card by the emanations of the state, then I will take that ID card and I will slip it out.
What in the fuck?
So what changed, Boris? There are also plans to link it to the facial recognition surveillance network. The UK government has already given grants to 2 companies building this technology. Andrew Flood, the CEO of one of these companies, iPrint, asserts that trying to check tens of thousands of vaccine passports at major events will be slow. So digital face scans with permit entry will be introduced as the streamlined solution.
Digital face scans, like in Minority Report, are going to allow you to be able to go in to sporting events.
There you were thinking you'd happily show a small piece
The
of
fuck you
paper
shoot
to
me
get
and this
a
nigga
football
right in front of
match
me?
without knowing you just unwittingly stumbled into the Minority Report.
This game broke, bro.
What in the fuck?
The fuck?
Yeah, who cares?
China, which has universally been praised by health authorities and governments in the West for its
Whoa,
response to the
whoa.
COVID outbreak, has
You be
already
murdering
linked
people?
its coronavirus tracking program to its social credit score system.
That's crazy. Don't be murdering people.
This has now become a reality in China.
Gotcha.
The local government of
New
China's Jiangsu
York.
province has launched a new social control system that combines the CCP's health code program with the regime's social credit system to create what they're calling a, quote, civilization code. This new system gives people a civilization score, which ranks them into different levels. And this level is then used by the government to judge who gets priority or who should be subjected to restrictions.
What is the social credit score system? It's a centralized database linked to internet activity, purchase history, and general behavior, which punishes citizens for a whole host of minor infractions. Including bad driving, smoking on trains, buying too many video games, buying too much junk food, buying too much alcohol, calling a friend who has a low social credit score, having a friend online who has a low social credit score, posting fake news online, visiting unauthorized websites.
Right, somebody in the comment section
LGBTQ
said it. Remember
gun.
the movie the show Black Mirror? The exact thing.
That little Nas
This
X
is,
shotgun.
we watch something and it seems like it's silly, and then it comes true.
Little Nas
Putting your
X
dog
gun.
without a leash or letting your dog bark too much. How do the authorities punish
Little stripper booty.
deadly sins? In 2019, Beijing bragged about how it had prevented 2.5 million discredited entities from purchasing plane tickets and 90,000 people from buying high-speed train tickets in the month of July alone.
Hey, cockroach, turn your sound off, cockroach.
出行了，就是订票啊，我们高铁
Dirty cockroach.
我跟你演示一下，我们用这个
The little monkeys.
订票。现在是我们从重 庆到西安，来订一张票，订一张过几天的票。
What does it say?
然后就显示那个出票失败，说我已经被法院依法限制高消费，限制乘坐 G 字头列车。
This nigga singing his ass off.
Prime flight program, you gotta be a
That nigga was singing his ass off. I wish I could talk like that.
4.2 or over to qualify.
Oh, I'm a 4.2.
I'm afraid you're actually a 4.183.
The very same kind of restrictions that will be imposed on people in the West who don't have the vaccine passport. Recall that Professor Neil Ferguson, one of the primary UK advisors whose warning of 500,000 dead led to our lockdown, expressed surprise that they were able to get away with mimicking the draconian measures taken by China in response to the pandemic. And according to the founder of data firm Panda, the Chinese government has even asked the WHO for permission to run a global vaccine passport system.
I'm motivated here by fear for what is going to happen to our world, to the fabric of our society. I'm worried about the future of my children. China is petitioning the World Health Organization to appoint it to run a global immune passport.
So China is asking the people where the Wuhan came from is asking the World Health Organization to let them control a universal system that will dictate what it is that you get to buy, when you get to buy, where you get to go, if you have interest. China, that's who you want to run a system. First off, there shouldn't be a system, but China is petitioning to be able to run this system. See, y'all thought Donald Trump was an idiot when he would go against Fauci. Do you still think Donald Trump's an idiot for going against Fauci? For not listening to Fauci? For saying
Think
Fauci
Donald
is
Trump
a
an
piece
idiot
of
no
crap?
matter what.
What do you think?
Could show them facts in their face, they still don't give a damn. Had that window, boy.
My man Cap said Biden has already given China control over our electrical grid. Everybody wondered why Trump had such a problem with Fauci and China. Do you still wonder now?
Program. Now, if that doesn't scare the living daylights out of me, I do not know what will. This kind of centralization, this kind of control, social credit systems,
Gotcha, little
that's
monkeys.
dystopia for you.
Prominent figures like Ian Brown, who publicly oppose the vaccine passport, are immediately targeted for cancellation by the mob. The most prominent supporter of vaccine passports from the very start was Tony Blair, who, as I'm sure you're aware, isn't out of his moral beneficence. Journalists for mainstream news outlets like the LA Times' Harry Littman are salivating at the prospect of imposing the vaccine passport to, quote, break the resistance down. Littman's comment sounds like something an evil character in a dystopian thriller about a high-tech dictatorship would say. And that's precisely the point. The vaccine passport is the opening salvo of what eventually will become the Chinese social credit system mirrored in the West.
The vaccine passport platform is the same platform as a social credit system. In China,
I hear you behind me, bruh. You did.
Any dissident
Loud
in
ass
5
feet.
minutes because of the
Nigga was stomping behind me.
surveillance of the social credit system. And it means that when you act like a good citizen, you get a boost, and when you act like a bad citizen, opportunities get closed to you. Maybe your child doesn't get into college, you get into maybe you don't get that job, you don't get that promotion. The vaccine passport that is being proposed in the rest of the West is the same platform. This is the most dangerous tool that humanity has faced in my life, if not ever, in terms of human liberty.
So you don't...
Oh, let me give you guys an example. If you wait a minute, how many of you guys are fans of who's Team Cap and who's Team Iron? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know Team Cap. Iron Man's too stuck on himself. He's too much of an asshole. I'm Team Cap, even though Cap is a guy who played by the rules and started to realize playing by the rules means that you'll end up working for somebody who wants to use those rules to fuck you over. But I'm still Team Cap because he's a guy who wants to do better for mankind. Because I think I'm that guy. I'm a guy who wants to do better for mankind. But you guys, I love Tony Stark too, but I'm just Team Cap. I'm Team Cap. That is America's ass. But then it goes sound like asshole. So Team Iron Man. I'm just Team Cap. I'm just saying, but I understand why you be Team Iron Man. He get all the hoes, and you know I don't like, he'll fuck your bitch, and I don't know if I'm cool with that. So that's why I have to not be Team Iron Man. But do y'all remember in Captain America, the Winter Soldier? You remember what their job was to do in that one? You remember what happened? They had gotten the DNA samples of everyone in the United States. And remember what they were going to be able to do with those? Yeah, someone said Team Thanos, someone said Team Hydra. Yeah, Captain America ended up being a Hydra agent, if you read the comics. But remember, what were they able to do? They were going to be able to specifically target people per their DNA because they had all this information and take them all out with one shot. So we gave it to them. Yeah, I gotta get it off his face like that. It looks suspect. But we gave it to them, and then they turn around and use it against you. Y'all act like these movies don't mean something in real life. That's what I hate when people do it. They don't look at these movies and wonder where that shit comes from. In that movie, when they were shutting it down, if you didn't watch it, it was, we're going to target these people per DNA. And we're going to kill them.
Trash this,
so while
man.
we're so eager and willing to give up our control and things to the government, understand the government's not your fucking friend. Am I wrong for saying this? Right, my man Cap said, tell me the DNA Winter Soldier plot doesn't sound like this our DNA vax. Yes, it does. That's why I brought it up. It's the exact same. It's the exact same of what's going on now. And y'all are willingly giving these people the power over you. I don't trust the United States government. I don't. Just like the legal system. Yes, we have a very good legal system. But the truth of the matter is what, ladies and gentlemen? Our legal system is flawed, and we should always be on the lookout. We should always be vigilant of the legal system, because in the wrong hands, it can be used against the people of that country, the citizens who follow the rules and the citizens who don't follow the rules. And when you have rules in place, now you have a problem who enforces them. That's why you should always be vigilant of that. I don't think you're a true American citizen if you're not on guard for what America might do.
To be an ardent anti-vaxxer, to realise what a horrific precedent the vaccine passport would set. Fine, get the vaccine. I'm sure it's perfectly logical for someone under the age of 50, who according to the CDC has a 99.98% chance of surviving COVID, to take the vaccine. But a vaccine passport, a digital ID card based on your level of compliance with government mandates, empowering the state to restrict basic freedoms of those who, for whatever reason, don't fully comply, keeping millions of people under a de facto permanent state of lockdown, preventing them from enjoying...
That's literally the mark of the beast. That's what it is. The mark of the beast is a compliance tool, period. And if you don't have it, we're going to starve you into compliance. We're going to take your home away into compliance. We're going to make it where you can't work into compliance. We're going to make it where you can't date into compliance.
Basic leisure activities and God knows what else in the future. Don't forget, France even tried to pass a law banning those who didn't take the jab from using public transport. A German geneticist said people who refuse the shot should be denied medical treatment. Canada's current chief public health officer appeared in a 2010 documentary in which she advocated using mandatory tracking bracelets for people who refuse to take a vaccine after a virus outbreak.
If there are people who are non-compliant, there are definitely laws and public health powers that it's potential you could track.
Amber says, watch all of the celebrities start flexing their vaccination cards. Yes, she is right. You understand that they use celebrities, and that's why I believe that idea. They use celebrities to push society a way that they want them to go. That's what they use celebrities for. Y'all might think these celebrities are dumb or whatever. A lot of them are brainwashed and stuff like that, but that's what they use them for, to push things on you. You follow them, you love them. Somebody said there's already celebrities. You follow them, you love them, and they'll start doing it.
Bracelets on their arms, setups to ensure this undertaken.
That's not just a vaccine passport. That's a two-tier society. That's a communist Chinese-style social credit score system for the West. Orwell rolls in his grave.
Thank you, Isaiah.
The last thing you see after your social credit score hits 0. The government has suggested that they could reassure the public by promising to scrap vaccine passports after a year. You can surely trust them, right? Just like you could trust them for months when they told us domestic vaccine passports were not even being considered. Now we know as far back as December the government was paying a Swiss company to research how the public would react to vaccine passports, while simultaneously telling the public they were off the table. They're now encouraging grandparents to scan their own family members' vaccine passports at home before agreeing to see them. This is reaching Mickey Mouse levels of absurdity. We're seeing more tweets like this, where grandparents and parents are refusing to let their own kids visit because they don't want to take the vaccine. The fabric of society is being further ripped as families become more atomized from each other. Oh, but Boris did us such a great favour. He vowed no vaccine passports to visit the poor.
Oh, nigga.
Yeah, they're already making sounds.
Goof ass.
And anyway, that's
Fucker jumped in front of me just to die.
They frighten everyone with overwhelmingly draconian suggestions. Then we're supposed to be grateful when they relent.
Oof, nigga.
I used to say that all the time when you meet people on like I said.